When most people hear the word Alzheimer's, they think one thing, it's inevitable. It runs in my family. There's nothing I can do. And by the time symptoms show up, it's too late. But I think here's the truth. That's not entirely accurate because while we can't control everything, there's a lot more influence over brain health than what most people realize. And if you're helping a parent out right now or thinking about your own future, this is a conversation worth having early. And it's really about prevention versus control. So let's be clear about something up front. Of course, there's no guaranteed way to prevent Alzheimer's, at least currently. But there are a lot of lifestyle factors that can reduce risk, slow progression, improve quality of life in early stages. And most of them are not that complicated. It's just about habits and consistency. So whether you're trying to be proactive or you already have a loved one in early stage dementia or Alzheimer's, I'm just going to try to walk you through what actually matters and how to apply it in real life, at least as of now, based on current scientific studies, medical studies. Number one is physical activity. If there's one thing that shows up again and again in research, it's movement. Regular physical activity improves blood flow to the brain, cognitive function, mood and energy. And for seniors, it doesn't need to be extreme exercise. We're talking about simply walking around the neighborhood, light strength training, even some structured movement with the caregiver, as an example, in your home. And so this could be really simple. Here in Los Angeles, you could just walk around the neighborhood or just getting out consistently. The key here is consistency, not necessarily intensity. Number two thing you can do is the brain works the same way as the body, as we just talked about. So if you don't use it, it declines faster. So cognitive engagement matters in this space a lot. So that can look like reading, doing puzzles, playing games, having conversations, challenging your mind. What's important is passive activities like watching TV don't really stimulate the brain the same way. You're not actively engaging in what you're doing or the content. So especially in early stage Alzheimer's, this can help maintain function longer if you're engaging. Number three, nutrition. So let's talk about food. Because diet plays a bigger role, I think, than what people realize and think. There's strong evidence currently around patterns like the Mediterranean style diet. So think more vegetables heavy, fruits, healthy fats like olive oil, fish, whole grains, less with the processed food and less sugar. Now, it doesn't, of course, have to be perfect, but small changes, over time matter. So improving that matters, nutrition. One of the biggest issues we see in home care is seniors not eating enough or not eating well enough, a balanced meal. So sometimes the goal is just having regular, consistent meals, balanced meals, and enough protein in each meal. Because nutrition directly impacts now both the physical and your cognitive health. Number four, sleep. Sleep, I think, is massively underrated when it comes to brain health. During sleep, the brain actually clears out waste proteins, including ones associated with Alzheimer's. But many seniors struggle, we know, with poor sleep quality, irregular sleep schedules, daytime fatigue. So improving sleep can have a real impact. And what that really means is consistent sleep routines, limiting alcohol late in the day, which impacts your ability to sleep or deep sleep, and staying active during the day. Simple but powerful stuff. Number five, social connection, protecting the brain emotionally. So this one gets also overlooked a lot. I think social isolation, I have another video on it, is a major risk factor for cognitive decline. And it makes sense. Conversations stimulates the brain, connection supports emotional health. For seniors, especially those living alone, this is critical. That could mean family visits, community involvement, even companionship care, having a caregiver in your home and interacting with. Because sometimes it's just not about doing more activities necessarily. It's about being not being alone all the time. Number 6, managing chronic conditions. So conditions such as high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, they also impact brain health. So managing these is part of prevention. Whether you do regular checkups, medication, following medication, lifestyle adjustments, this is where medical care and daily habits really intersect. Number 7, alcohol and smoking. So these are the big multipliers. Excessive alcohol use and smoking both dramatically increase the risk of Alzheimer. They affect brain structure, their circulation, and overall health. And as we age, the body really becomes less resilient to these substances. So even reducing, not necessarily eliminating, can make a huge, huge, huge difference. Now I wanted to shift gears real quick. Let's talk about what if someone is already diagnosed with early stage Alzheimer. Does any of all the things I talked about still matter? Absolutely. In the early stages, the goal shifts from prevention, right? You've been diagnosed with it, but more around preservation. So slowing the decline, essentially, maintaining independence as long as possible, maintaining routine, maintaining your dignity. So first thing is just structure and routine become critical. Consistency helps reduce confusion. Having the same schedule, the same environment, predictable routines. This reduces anxiety and helps the brain function more efficiently. Number 2, having support without overpowering. So one of the biggest mistakes families make is they're doing too much too soon. So they start taking over everything when you have early stage. In early stages, involvement matters, of course, but also let the loved one participate. Let them make decisions when it's possible, because independence, even in small ways, matters psychologically. Okay, number 3, early support systems. This is where bringing in help early can actually extend independence, not necessarily replace it. So things like light home care, 8 or 10 hours a week, companionship, helping with meals or medication reminders. What we see a lot in our local communities is families wait too long to bring in support. Starting early, actually at a lower level, often leads to better long-term outcomes. Number 4, communication with someone with early stage dementia. You're not correcting constantly. You're guiding them. You're simplifying things for your dementia patient or your loved one. You're being patient with them. We get there's frustration on both sides, but you can actually accelerate decline in quality of life if you operate in that fashion with frustration. So when we think about Alzheimer's and dementia, there's really not one magic solution. As you can tell, it's about stacking small, little, consistent habits over time: movement, nutrition, sleep, social connection, mental engagement, and when needed, of course, support, outside support. So if you're watching this and thinking about your future, start now, start small, because brain health is built over time. And if you're supporting someone right now who's already showing signs or has been diagnosed with dementia, don't wait too long to build a plan. The earlier you put in consistent with the right routines, support in place, the more independence you actually can preserve, and the better the quality of life for everyone involved in caring for a loved one. So if you take one thing away from all this, remember, you may not be able to control everything about Alzheimer's, but you're also not powerless. And the small things you do consistently do add up. They matter more than you think. Maybe on a day-to-day basis, you don't see that. But as the weeks go by, the years go by, you definitely will see that. And as always, if you enjoyed watching this video, found it useful, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel.